Hello, beautiful people. This is episode 15. Incredible. Um, I'll mention what's going on there in a second, but let's start out with some positivity because this is going to be a bit of a heavy duty one. I've planned to live to this date. Wait. The distant future, the year 2000. I meant this date. It turns out this 2004 maps over perfectly on the calendar of 2032. And in Leopold and Brink, it's set in the near future, and I finally decided to put it in, I think it was 2034. So maybe I'll live to there. But I'll be 62 or 64 in those dates. And I think we could get a Leopold and Brink movie started and, sold at least by then. Okay. All right, this probably is done. So let's address this one first. Actually, because it's kind of a heavy one, I mean, maybe not. I have a good sense of humor about it all, but there might be some sobbing, so fair warning. Anyway, so these two schmoofs are two of 4 family members I have left. 4, maybe 5. Oh yeah, there's a cousin I'm leaving out. I'll mention him later. He's 82 now and dying as well. So like, fuck's sake. And I miss him. I haven't seen him since 2007. I haven't seen him for, oh my God, it's way too long. Anyway, curious dude. But these two are cousins from my mother's sisters. They're my mother's sister's kids. And I love them to death. One's kind of an asshole these days, but he's still amazing. And he was like, I always kind of thought of him, I don't know which one I'm pointing at, shit. I don't have a reference for this. Anyway, I'm not even going to say their names because it seems weird, but, they're in their 40s now. So, of course, one's going to be an asshole. Who isn't an asshole in their 40s? Okay, I'm going to drag my family later. These two I love still, but let's go through. Oh yeah, I got a little list here. Yeah, positive stuff, which is fucking let's live a lot longer. Let's do it. I saw my oncologist recently, and that's another story I'm going to share. But I think I look good. My stats are good. I feel great still. I feel I'm more fatigued. I'm in week 5 of radiation now, and I definitely am feeling it. I was always tired throughout this chemo and radiation process, but like now I'm physically weaker. I'm like doing a bunch of eBay shit, selling stuff, and like carrying stuff is harder and whatever. I'm getting tired just thinking about it. But anyway, I'm feeling good. I think I may fucking finish this book. So sorry for even further kill the drama of this video series, but it'd be awesome to be able to fucking show you the book. And I will show more later. I was talking to my cartoonist friends, like accomplished motherfuckers, who are like, all the most successful stuff has been serialized at some point. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to serialize it on fucking YouTube. But maybe I will a little bit. Oh, I'm certainly going to show you the beginning because it really helps understand what the fuck Leopold and Brink is and how my stupid life relates to it. Like, what do I have to do with a fictional monkey and robot? They're not a monkey or a robot, but nobody's done that. So like, I'm that guy. Anyway. Okay, so the theme of this one is the emotional toll, and I haven't really. I think some people that are in my some of my support groups on Reddit and Facebook might watch occasionally. So like, this is for you guys. It's especially for Andrea, who, oh boy, okay, is somebody I met through one of those groups, and we've been flirty and fun and just really hit it off, and we really love each other, and like, oh God. I now know how it feels caring about somebody who has this, and it sucks. It sucks a lot. All right, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to power through this. She unfortunately has had some hip problems and is going into surgery in fucking a half hour. So, you're probably watching this in the future, and I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's gonna fucking rock it. She's already survived this for 3-ish plus years, I think. So, she's a fucking badass, and I love you, and I love her, and anyway, okay. Okay, so the cool thing about this theme of this one is it does relate to Leopold and Brink because, you know, Leopold and Brink 5, the graphic novel I'm working on, is essentially the emotional journey of this, like a 54-year emotional journey of this ding-dong character who is featured in it. That's me, I'm that ding-dong character. And so this video is about like my fucking cancer journey so far emotionally, like what it's costing me emotionally, and it's you know, I thought it was a lot less than it is, but it's pretty hardcore. And so here's how it kind of works. All right, it starts out finding out something's weird, and you go in and you find out you've got a fucking tumor, and you don't know it's cancer yet, and you get operated on and they take the tumor out, and it went super well. And so like the beginning of my emotion journey was really kind of positive because the surgery went great. I felt okay. I was myself. Like everything, it goes real bad for a lot of people, and that's one of the hardest parts of being part of those care groups is other people's stories are just so difficult to read about. You can't do, you know, I try to bring levity into my thing, and just, anyway. A lot of people's surgeries goes wrong. And I think I mentioned this before, when I talked to my surgeon finally, found out it was cancer, the first thing he said to me was like, how you been moving? And I do a little dance for him, and he's like, oh good, I thought you were gonna be paralyzed on the left. So like, already, could have gone real bad. I got lucky as shit. I feel like I'm like the luckiest of the people with the worst brain cancer. Anyway, so you find out, you get surgery, you're good to go, and then you're freaked out because you don't, you know, how'd the biopsy go? Well, you don't know. You got to talk to the doctor. Oh, okay, I'm intubated. This is freaking me out. I fucking hate this feeling, and whatever. The hospital thing is mostly positive, especially because you know, I don't know, I said this before, but I hit on every goddamn nurse in the ICU and the ER. And that kept my spirits up because they were so funny and about it, and it was really lovely. Anyway, I had a pretty positive experience other than the intubation post you know, post learning about this. And then here comes the drag in the family. I got a lot of real pieces of shit in my family. So one of my cousins, who you know, I still love, but we are now split, Phil. She organized a family chat group, and I'd been kind of estranged from all these people a long time on purpose, but you know, I repaired a lot of the relationships, and it was so lovely because they're all like, oh my God, we care, you know, we love you, blah, 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 this horrible, this happened, blah, 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 right? And I just totally fell for it because I desperately needed some attention and some love, right? So, and I've told the story before, but like it went real bad, real fast because I made a joke at some point about, oh, in my therapy meeting, I gotta talk about how the attention in this group has really fallen off. And you know, that was 90% a joke because the attention had fallen. Like no one had contacted me directly. No one had made any plans to visit me or whatever. Like anyway, my favorite line in all of cinema is from the film Barton Fink. And by the way, I did think that film was going to change the reputation of my name for the positive, like turn it from the liar strikebreaker into like a weirdo, which I would have loved Fink to mean weirdo. Please let it now be weirdo, you know, me weirdo. Anyway, in that film, Greta Scacchi, fuck, I forgot who was playing William Faulkner, the actor. He's so good. But they had a real rough marriage. Faulkner's in LA to write movies, shitty movies, and Barton, I don't know, watch Barton Fink, it's fascinating. Anyway, Barton witnesses Faulkner slapping his wife, the Greta Scacchi character, and you know, it's a horrible thing to witness, and he wants to do something about it, and she stops him, and he's like, what? Why do you let him do that, or whatever? And she says, empathy requires understanding, Barton. And that line just radiated all through me, and it's perfect. Empathy requires understanding. Of course, Barton Fink, who's fucking trapped in his head, which is the theme of the film, says, "What don't I understand?" And I relate to that too. But I don't think love exists. I don't think you can love someone without empathy. And I don't think you could have empathy without understanding. It's complicated, and it's, you know, what it means is family doesn't really mean anything if you're not, you know, groups can provide great feelings and all that kind of shit, but real love, anyway, the family just did not take my joke well, and one by one just start turning on me, and then like an uncle that I saw as like a big brother was like, I'm leaving this group, it's become a pity party. And I'm like, wasn't the point of this group a pity party? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, it just got worse and worse and worse, and I don't talk to any of them anymore. So like, I just cut all toxic folk as best I can out of my life. I've always been like really allergic to masculine energy, which is not fair to a lot of people that have got it. By the way, when I use the term masculine and feminine, which are major themes in Leopold and Brink, I don't mean man or woman at all. Sex and those terms don't have to have anything to do with one another. It's kind of like my thing with culture and race. These are not fucking synonyms. But, I will have a rant about episode where I do my masculine versus feminine thing. So I'll drop it for now. But my family is full of a lot of masculine energy, and they're full of a lot of like, pull yourself up by your own, you know, a lot of Republicans and a lot of morons. A lot of people ask like, did you take the vaccine? And I'm just, you know the type in this fucking country. Okay, so I think it's enough dragging a family. I could go on and on. I'm so dumb. I erased that thread because it was just full of just incredible literary gems. But it made me. Oh, right, the emotional toll. The point of this video. I got destroyed by it. I was almost. Here's a horrifying thing, by the way, if you don't know. But in California, when you have terminal illness, it's legal to seek assisted euthanasia, and that conflict made me think about it, made me consider it. Thank God I did, because I instantly was like, no. I've been suicidal before. I am not anymore. I don't want to die. Fuck that. Now that it's easy, good. Hello, I'm ready to live, and you know my book provides an enormous amount of fulfillment. So I ain't got no plans to be depressed again. I got over that. But as far as the emotional toll, I needed support, emotional support, to be prepared for the treatments, my radiation and my chemo, right, which hadn't happened yet. And I was just the opposite, like destroyed emotionally. And so it took so much effort I had like 5 days before I started to kind of put myself back together and feel okay and be ready physically and psychologically for the treatments. And I thank God turned it around, and I've been better and better since, having cut those motherfuckers out of my life. Okay, I did mention like I have 4 or 5 family members left, and if any of them watch, you know, last episode I talked about my aunt, who was my real mom, kind of thing. So we have a difficult relationship. It's always hard communicating with her. She's just like right out of the suburban 50s, and I'm like a raving leftist Jew. She's not, and it's just always been difficult. And she still sees me as a baby, which is, you know, it's fair. I never really grew up, but anyway, I love her to death. Still, we have a great relationship. We have a strong relationship. Her sister Anne, I said a name. The mother of those 2 schmoofs I showed earlier. Oh, maybe I popped it back up. We're tight. We've always been tight, but we had a big conflict that split us up for a while, and then I think we're back. I think we're good. Now the person. Oh, and then Larry Fink. I'm gonna say his name because he's a fucking famous dude, and I'm very proud of him and his work. He's a very famous photographer. Look up his work, Larry Fink. But you know he's not doing great. He fucked his kidneys up. That's mean to say, because like, oh, you fucked your brain up. Anyway, I'm dying to see him and his wife. It's been a long time, and we've reunited too, so that's really nice. Around dying together. Okay, so that's family shit. So out of the hospital, I was on a walker, and that was, you know, it was all great because the main family, the only real family member I have is my sister, who we've created a family together. Her boyfriend, I consider a brother, but I say this joke a lot, but I don't know how much of a joke it is. I would die in 40 minutes without Joanne. So you can't have a better, I mean, that's a little too dependent probably on family, but in that I am still a 4 or 5 year old. It makes some sense, right? I don't know, would a 5-year-old just die without their parent for, anyway, okay, so I had a walker, but you know, Joanne, she's done all the heavy lifting throughout this entire process. Fuck, the video's going so long. I'm sorry, guys. You know, this is a bummer video anyway. Just quit this one unless this is interesting. But I had a physical therapist show up and come to the house, and she was like the coolest, she's like the best therapist I've ever had, physical therapist and psychological therapist. I mean, she's not trained for that, but like, I'd never felt more listened to and like cared about. And you know, Joanne is the greatest sister in the world, but she has a she has an empathy situation where it's not the most developed. She's very loving. She's an amazing person, but like I joke with her sister, her sister, about it. That's not her strongest suit. So like, for instance, I'll stub my toe and she'll be like, oh, "Are you okay?" But I'll be super depressed and she'll just completely ignore that situation. Maybe it's just like a severity thing. Like, what can she do? And that's kind of what like my cancer group, support group. Like, what can I do? I don't avoid it. I mean, I kind of do avoid it. But anyway, that's so hard. Okay, so physical therapist was amazing. My emotion is on the up. And then the physical therapist is like, "You don't need this walker anymore." And then I'm like, fucking, you know, who I am now, right? And I'm like, "Can I play soccer?" He's like, "Let's take it slow." So like 3 weeks after that, I'm playing soccer again. And, you know, I feel amazing. So like if you know, I think I'm gonna have a fucking great last few years of my life if I can get those 3 years. But look, let's address loneliness for a second, because that's been one of the hardest parts of my entire life. And now it's especially brutal. So like when I don't get like texts coming in or anything coming in, which I almost never did throughout my life, now it's especially hard because I kind of you know, this is a need. It's not an expectation of anyone. It's just like a primal, like, I'm lonely. And I can't lean on Joanne for every fucking thing and like, hang out with me. So, you know, that's just hard for everybody. It's a fucking epidemic. And it's insane with 8+ billion people on Earth that loneliness exists at all, but it really does. So check on your friends is my PSA. That's it. That's all that's on my list. You know, which means my emotional journey is pretty fucking good. So with some bumps, some hardcore speed bumps. But I think you can tell I feel amazing. I have a, you know, mostly good attitude. And hopefully I threw up art throughout all this, or at least plugged Leopold Brink. And, you know, next video might be another boring reading one, but I think we'll do some more art next time, and onwards and upward. Hope you guys are good. I love you all, and thank you for watching this long. All right, see you next time. Button pushing.